I'm Terry your cheerleader of dreams. Today we're diving into something that's going to supercharge your motivation. We're talking about the 12 skills of the top 1%. The most successful people in the world have these. But first, I want to tell you a quick story. You've probably heard about Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, the world's youngest self-made female billionaire. And personally, I thank God for her. What you may not know is that Sarah didn't start with a fancy degree or tons of money. In fact, she sold fax machines door to door and got rejected constantly. But guess what? She developed the skills that put her in the top 1%. She had clarity of vision. She saw a need and fulfilled it. She practiced resilience. She got no after no and just kept going. She lived with a growth mindset. She kept learning and just pushing herself forward. And today, she's a billionaire who transformed her dream into reality. And she changed women's fashion forever. And because of her, I can wear white pants with no insecurities. If she can do it with no investors, no fashion background, and no easy road, imagine what you can do when you just sharpen the same skills. Are you ready? Okay, here are the 12 skills you need to join the top 1%. And let me say real quick, your free bonus download is a checklist of these top skills, a powerful tool to track, practice, and grow the habits of the most successful people. So just click the link in the description and you have it in your hands. Okay, number 1 is clarity of vision. The top 1% know exactly what they want. You know, I think about Walt Disney. When he was just getting started, he had a clear vision to build the happiest place on earth. A theme park where families could escape, laugh, and dream together. And even though people told him he was crazy, and even after he went bankrupt multiple times, Walt never lost sight of that dream. He could see Disneyland in his mind long before the land was bought, the rides were built, the crowd showed up. Well, today Disneyland is a symbol of magic around the world, all because one man had a crystal clear vision and never let it go. So what exactly do you want? How much money do you want in your savings account within the next 12 months? Where do you want to live? What do you want to achieve? Proverbs 29:18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So get clear, write the vision, make it plain. Okay, number 2 is laser sharp focus. They don't chase 2 squirrels, right? They focus on what moves the needle toward their goals every single day. You know, I can't help but think of Steve Jobs and my little toy phone. But he returned to Apple in 1997. The company was struggling so bad. They had dozens of products, but no clear direction. Well, you know what Steve Jobs did? He immediately slashed their products from over 300 down to 10. 10! Why? Because he believed laser-sharp focus was the key to greatness. He said, I'm actually as proud of the things we haven't done as the things we have done. Well, by focusing all their energy on just a handful of products like the iMac, the iPod, later the iPhone, Apple didn't just survive, it became one of the most valuable companies in the entire world. So get focused on one debt you want to pay off, or get focused on one health goal that you want to reach. Get focused on one book you want to write. Focused people get results. Okay, number 3 is they are the boss of the clock. Successful people don't waste their most precious resource, which is time. While most people are just scrolling through social media or hitting the snooze button again and again, high achievers are mapping out their goals, protecting their time like treasure, and just refusing to waste it on things that don't move them forward. You know, I think about a young woman named Jackie who had big dreams of starting her own beauty brand. But every day she found herself just binge watching TV shows, scrolling social media, telling herself, I'll start tomorrow. Well, one day she heard a mentor say, how you spend your time is how you spend your life. She said that just hit her like a confetti cannon to the face. That sounds painful, doesn't it? So she did something radical. She just printed out a dream schedule. And I mean, she started just blocking her time like a boss and gave her mornings to God and to her goals. Within 6 months, she had launched her first product. Within a year, her side hustle was paying more than her job. all because she treated her time like a treasure, not trash. So if you want to see serious results, schedule your dream like it's a business meeting with your future. Use a planner, set alarms, and protect those precious minutes, because success doesn't happen someday. It happens in the minutes you manage today. You know, successful people don't find time, they make it. Remember, either you run the day or the day runs you. Okay, number 4 is steer the ship. What does that mean? You are the captain of your life, and choices chart the course. Successful people are good at decision making. Indecision is a dream killer. And I'll be honest, this is not my greatest strength, but not making a decision is making a decision. So imagine Sarah, a graphic designer with big dreams of launching her own creative agency. For 2 years, she kept going back and forth. Should I do it now? Maybe next year? What if I fail? But indecision kept her stuck. And then one day, she heard a speaker say, not making a decision is a decision. It's a decision to stay where you are. That hit her hard. Maybe like the other girl, a confetti cannon to the face. She realized success wouldn't come from waiting. It would come from deciding. She just drew a line in the sand, gave herself a deadline, and said, I'm doing this. By the end of the month, I am launching. That one firm decision unlocked momentum. Within 6 months, she had paying clients, a growing team, and more confidence than she'd ever had before when she was hesitating. So here's the thing. Dreams don't die from failure. They die from indecision. Make the call. Trust your gut. Your decision is on the other side. Or let me say it like this. Your destiny is on the other side of a decision. Pray, get wisdom, and decide, and then start taking action. Okay, number 5 is daily discipline. They do what needs to be done even when they don't feel like it, especially when they don't feel like it. I think about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I mean, I had to, right? He's one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood today. But his success isn't luck, it's daily discipline. No matter where he is in the world, filming a movie, traveling, or even on vacation, The Rock is up at 4 a.m. hitting the gym. He calls it putting in the hard work when no one is watching. And it's not just fitness either. His commitment is to his routine. It slips into everything, his acting, his business deals, even launching his own product brand. But The Rock says this, success isn't always about greatness, it's about consistency. Consistent hard work leads to success. So daily discipline turned that broke ex-football player Dwayne Johnson into a global icon. Small daily disciplines lead to massive results. It's not magic, it's habits. Okay, number 6 is resilience. They bounce back from setbacks. Proverbs 24:16 says, fall 7 times, get up 8. Failure isn't final. You've heard this before. Failure isn't final unless you quit. Well, before she became one of the world's most successful authors, J.K. Rowling was a single mom living on welfare, writing her book on little scraps of paper in coffee shops. She was rejected 12 times by different publishers before Harry Potter finally got picked up. And even then, she was told not to expect much, but J.K. Rowling didn't quit, right? She just kept believing, kept writing, kept pushing, and today, I've been told she's sold over 500 million books, probably more by now, built a global empire because she refused to give up. So I'm telling you, resilience is what took her from overlooked to unstoppable. Now let me remind you to get this bonus, the free download of the 12 skills of the top 1%. And don't get overwhelmed, just use it as a checklist to keep handy for just weekly motivation and tracking. Click the link in the description to get this checklist today, because I want you to have this to refer to just keep you focused. Okay, number 7 is a positive mindset. They expect good things to happen no matter what has happened in the past. Let me inspire you with this story you may not have heard. It's very surprising. But before his shoes ever walked red carpets and runways, these are amazing by the way, Steve Madden made a huge mistake. He got caught up in illegal stock manipulation, connected to like the Wolf of Wall Street. Lost everything, spent 31 months in prison. Did you know this? But Steve didn't let shame, regret, or failure define him. In fact, in prison, he He refused to just mentally check out. He stayed positive, read obsessively, worked on new shoe designs, and visualized his comeback. When he got out, he was laser focused. He returned to his brand with more humility, more vision, and a passion to make it right. And he did, building the Steve Madden Limited into a billion-dollar fashion empire. His mindset? You can't live in the past. You have to focus forward. I used what I learned. I stayed hungry and I didn't quit. That's a quote from Steve Madden. So your past might be messy, but your mindset can still be mighty. You don't need perfect conditions, just a decision to rise. Joyce Meyer says it like this: you can't live a positive life with a negative mind. Okay, number 8, communication skills. Communication is more than talking. It's a connection. Master it and you multiply your impact. Successful people know how to speak clearly and confidently, whether it's on stage, on Zoom, or one-on-one. How you communicate opens doors you never dreamed of. And I can't help but think of Seth Godin, who isn't loud. I'm not loud. But his words, they echo across boardrooms and classrooms and studios worldwide. He's built a wildly successful career by mastering the art of clear, bold, and human communication. Whether it's his best-selling book, The Purple Cow, I just happen to have one, or his blog or a 2-minute podcast, Seth Godin knows how to say more by saying less. But he communicates big ideas in simple language. Why? Because clarity is power. And people don't follow noise, they follow meaning. Successful people learn to communicate, not to impress, but to connect, to inspire, and to lead. Okay, number 9, it's financial intelligence. Successful people steward their money well. In fact, I love the story about Magic Johnson. They both start with MJ, okay? Magic Johnson is famous for basketball, but even more impressive is how he grew his wealth after retiring. He learned about investing and focused on urban development, owning movie theaters, Starbucks stores, real estate. But Magic Johnson didn't just save his NBA earnings. He multiplied them through financial education and strategic investing. Now, he's a business powerhouse with companies valued in the hundreds of millions. But here's my point. Successful people save money. They invest money. They give money. In fact, Warren Buffett said, do not save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving. Well, God said it like this in Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with little can also be trusted with much. So no matter where you are financially, start doing something. It could be reading one book on financial wisdom. It could be listening to the Dave Ramsey Show. But educate yourself a little at a time. Okay, number 10, self-leadership. Successful people lead themselves first. John Maxwell said, anytime someone says to me, I want to be more successful, he said, I always ask them this question. What are you doing to grow yourself? Which books are you reading? Which courses are you enrolled in? Who is your mentor? Which podcast are you subscribed to? See, your life will only grow to the extent you grow. So get a plan for personal growth. Long before he became the giant in personal development that he is today, Tony Robbins understood that if he wanted to inspire others, he first had to lead himself. And when Tony was starting out, he wasn't waiting for someone to tell him what to do. Instead, he took full responsibility for his growth. He sought out the best mentors like Jim Rohn, who taught him the importance of setting goals, investing in personal development, reading books. Well, he read countless books, devoured audio programs, and attended seminars. Every day, he committed to becoming better. Tony transformed his mindset, his habits, his leadership skills. And when people asked him how they could become more successful, you know what his answer is, just like John Maxwell? He says, start with you. What are you doing to improve yourself today? What new skill or mindset are you developing? Because you can't lead others until you lead yourself. Starting to see a pattern here, aren't you? So every day, ask yourself, what can I do to grow today? What's my next step toward becoming the person I want to be? And I want to say thank you for watching this podcast because you're already proving that you're doing that. Which leads me into skill number 11, the growth mindset. The top 1% never stop learning. They're always reading, listening, growing, looking for ways to improve and get better. A perfect example with a growth mindset is another basketball hero, Michael Jordan. And you know, when Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, which we all know that story, most people would have thought, that's it, my dream is over. But not Michael Jordan. He didn't let failure define him. Instead, he used it as fuel to work harder and prove himself. He spent countless hours practicing, honing his skills, pushing beyond his limits. His mentality was simple. Failure is a stepping stone to greatness. Michael Jordan once said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. He said, I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. So this mindset that failure is just part of the learning process made him one of the greatest basketball players of all time. But his success wasn't due to natural talent alone. It was his relentless desire to learn, improve, and grow. So a growth mindset means you don't stop when you fail. You learn, you adapt, and you just keep moving forward until you succeed. Michael Jordan showed us that every setback is just a setup for a bigger comeback, right? If you're not growing, you're plateauing. Okay, number 12 is bold faith. Y'all knew I couldn't leave this one out. Successful people believe God for big things because He's a big God. I think about actress Hilary Swank. Her story is proof that bold faith is the key to turning your dreams into reality. Imagine this. You're living in your car in Los Angeles, fighting rejection after rejection, and everyone around you is telling you it's not going to happen. You have nothing but a suitcase and a big dream. But Hillary, she kept believing. She kept showing up. She didn't wait for permission or a perfect moment. She trusted that her moment would come. And guess what? It did. Hilary Swank, her big break came with the role in Boys Don't Cry, a movie that was risky and controversial, but Hilary Swank knew she was made for that role. She had no guarantee, no security, but she had faith, and it paid off big time. She won an Academy Award. So bold faith isn't about waiting for everything to be perfect. It's about believing in yourself even when it seems impossible, even when nobody else believes in your dream. So stop doubting, stop waiting for the right time, and start believing like Hillary did. Your dreams are closer than you think. Your bold faith is the secret to unlocking them. So keep going, keep showing up, and don't let anyone or anything tell you that it can't happen. I love Matthew 19:26. It says, with man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. The best part is you can start practicing these skills today. Don't get overwhelmed. Like I said, just pick one and start working on it this week. And let me know in the comments which one you picked. I love hearing your feedback. So don't forget to subscribe, get your free download. Just click the link, share this podcast with a friend, and remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.
Join us for the Icing Women's Conference live experience in Paris, France with terrisavellefoy. This is your time to grow in your relationship with God, gain the biblical tools you need to live your dreams, break free from limitations, and make 2025 your most extraordinary year yet. This conference is a dream terrisavellefoy has had for 15 years, and now it's finally happening. Join Terry and anointed guest speakers on June 27th to 28th for an unforgettable weekend that will inspire and empower you to step into your God-given purpose in the heart of Paris. Go to terry.com to register for the Icing Women's Conference today. Don't miss this dream come true event for faith-filled women ready to live their dreams. We can't wait to see you in Paris at Icing 2025.